A medical condition that could take your hearing in an instant impacts more than 65,000 Americans every year.
It's known as sudden sensorineural hearing loss, and it hit Action News Jack's anchor Phil Amato. And tonight, Phil shows us what it was like to lose his hearing and the race to get it back.
I went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and gone. Just not there.
Out of one ear, you just can't hear anything.
When I saw the hearing loss in that ear, I was shocked.
Amanda, Austin, and Dave all suffered sudden hearing loss. Then their stories also became mine.
For me, it happened here right in my truck. I was pulling into my driveway, listening to the radio, and suddenly I couldn't hear anything out of my right ear.
No pain, no buildup, just silence. And in that moment, you don't know if it's temporary or something much more serious. Doctors call it sudden sensorineural hearing loss, or SSHL. It happens when something disrupts the inner ear or the nerve that carries sound to the brain. It could be inflammation, a virus, even reduced blood flow. But in many cases, doctors never find the exact cause. As I went through this, I spoke with more than one specialist.
The big underlying question is, what's going to happen? Is my hearing going to come back, or am I going to be left with this for the rest of my life?
This is a really rare occurrence, but I can see individuals with this on the order of 1 to 5 times per day.
Baseball.
I went in for a hearing test, the first since grade school. The results, severe hearing loss in my right ear with 0-word clarity. For others, it started just as suddenly. Amanda Swanhart, a school teacher in Port Orange, noticed it the moment she woke up.
I kind of shrugged it off a little bit for the next couple days, but then I just thought something isn't right.
At first, she thought it would pass, but it didn't. By the time she got help, the damage was permanent.
When I did go back into the classroom, my students would be calling my name, and they're over here, and I'm like, over here, where are you?
She eventually needed a cochlear implant to hear again in her left ear. Austin Maida didn't wait. He got help right away and followed every step doctors recommended.
And nothing changed.
Despite acting quickly, he also needed a cochlear implant to restore his hearing.
We went through the steps of trying to save it with the steroids that we talked about. And I right away knew that a cochlear was not only a possibility, but it was probably going to be what was going to be the future of my life.
Dave Zavala knows this condition better than most. He spent more than 20 years working in the audiology department at Mayo Clinic, seeing thousands of cases like this. And ironically, while in retirement, it happened to him.
It wasn't the type of hearing loss that you would get from just an ear being plugged up from an allergy or little fluid behind the eardrum.
Even then, he didn't get help immediately. It was his wife urging him to get checked that pushed him to act. And within days, his hearing returned.
I was really, really lucky.
Doctors say outcomes vary. About a third recover fully, a third partially, and a third don't recover at all. And for many in that last group, cochlear implants become the only way to restore sound. For those who act quickly, treatment begins immediately. That meant starting high-dose oral steroids right away. And in some cases, those steroids are also injected directly into the ear. Here, Dr. Raymond is piercing my eardrum with a needle.
Here we go.
It's not comfortable, but in that moment, you're willing to do anything to save your hearing. I also went through hyperbaric oxygen therapy.
All right, here we go. And the tube.
Inside this chamber, you breathe pure oxygen at higher pressure. The goal is to push more oxygen to the damaged hearing nerve and give it a better chance to recover.
Some of them are acupuncture points.
I even tried acupuncture. It's not medically proven, but when you're facing permanent hearing loss, you explore every option. After weeks of treatment and a lot of uncertainty, something measurable changed.
I just noticed this morning, even with the music up there, I'm able to hear that rubbing between my thumb and my forefinger. A few days ago, I couldn't even hear that.
When I went back for another hearing test, things were different. For the first time, I could hear words in my right ear.
Airplane, baseball, outside.
In 3 weeks, a huge turnaround.
Have hope, but have some guarded hope, because your story is unique, excellent. Obviously, we're so pleased, but that won't be the case for everyone.
Again, doctors say early treatment is critical, ideally within the first 72 hours. If something doesn't feel right, you have to be your own advocate. If you're told it might be something simple like earwax and it's not improving, get a second opinion, especially from an ear, nose, and throat specialist. And while not everyone gets their hearing back, both Amanda Swanhart and Austin Maida say they are grateful cochlear implants exist, giving them a way to hear again. For local coverage you can count on, in the studio, Phil Amato, Action News Jax.